Okay, so we got a few comments, shout out the fans, that they're a bit left in the dark from why the day was such a shit day. And we left the hotel to go post our shit because Sam got some books and we had some clothes to give away, and I had some books that we wanted to ship because books were cheap in Istanbul, right? So we were going to post them back home, make more space, lighter bags, etc. We go to the post office, and one by one, she just tells us things, making us wait back in line. So you walk up, and only once you get your ticket called does she go, no, you need to get a box. Oh, we don't have one. There's a place down the street. And then you go back, and she's like, oh, you need to write the address on it. And no, you can't do it by the side. You have to go get it from her, go fucking fill it out, and then back line up again. And then you go back, and she's like, yeah, you got to pay, but it's only in cash.
Yeah.
And so then Sam goes to the ATM. But it kind of didn't really click in his head how much the money is. Conversion's not really his strong suit.
Well, okay, so she said 5,000 lira.
Yeah.
Which is $250.
Yeah.
To post 5 kilos of clothes and books, which is ridiculous.
So we took it and left. And now our bags are much heavier. So that's the first thing. Sam's bag's notably more heavy because of the books, right? Then we go to the bike store. It's a hard walk. The panniers are really such a bitch to carry. They're really heavy. We go to the bike store, and the woman who speaks English isn't there. And the guys who don't speak English have Translate out, but are very unenthused about the whole situation. We're trying to get just some answers and shit for why everything happened.
Well, basically, so when we dropped our bike off at this store, we each had 3 problems.
Yes.
Minor or major, you know what I mean? 3 things we're kind of looking at.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to understand, well, what caused these problems?
Yeah.
What were the problems specifically?
Yeah.
How did you fix it? That kind of stuff. Just general. That's half the reason we're at the bike shop.
Yeah.
Bike shop isn't even to fix it, is to find out
what it is so it doesn't happen.
Yeah. And no one there spoke English. They did when we first got there, but the woman that spoke English when we dropped the bikes off wasn't there at the time.
Yeah.
So no one could speak to us in English, and they weren't
trying.
No, they weren't trying.
And time again we're saying...
We were doing Translate, and they weren't really bothered.
But time and time again we're saying we want to figure out what the problems are. We're actually going for a long period of time, we want to fix it. And he's like, oh, the tire didn't work, so we fixed it. It's come on, man,
Yeah, he essentially said brakes did not work, we fixed it. We're kind of going we
knew the brakes didn't work. I fucking fell because the brakes didn't work.
So we're trying to figure out why.
but also Sam's bike went up in price by $40 and mine went down in 15, 20.
Yeah, so,
and we don't know why.
The reason we were especially annoyed was because my bike cost $150 to fix, AUD, which is insane for Turkey. In Australia, you'd get 150 and be like, oh, I got fleeced. It's Australia. You always get fleeced.
Yeah.
But in Turkey, because in Italy, we got a guy to fix Liam's chain for €12.
Yeah.
And that's Italy. They're richer than here.
Also, we specifically went to an expensive one with reviews by bike packers because we were well, we need our shit good.
Yeah.
We're going on another long leg. We want our shit ready, and we want all the problems explained so nothing we experience will happen again. We want it to feel good as new, and we just simply didn't get the experience that we were paying overpriced amounts for. So that was shit. But then we made it down to the train, and we got on the passenger train, thankfully, to the edge of Istanbul, because Lord knows I'm not cycling through Istanbul. That place is a shithole like nothing else in terms of cycling.
It's major roads. There's no real road to leave the city that's a small road.
They don't have that. They don't have Church Street. They just have the East Link. You can't go on Burwood. You can't go on Burwood Road as a parallel.
The best you can find is the Nepean Highway.
Yeah, that's probably the best you get.
And it's hills as well, full of hills.
So we were let's just take a train to Franny equivalent, and it was a good train in terms of it cost $2 and we went a long way with it. Then we just pooped long day, didn't want to do anything. Rode like 20k and camped. So that was the update for the post Istanbul, and people instantly got nicer. That was the Turkish hospitality came straight back. It had left in Istanbul.
It's
the
really
devil
weird.
has tainted Istanbul people.
People in Istanbul were pretty consistently rude
Yes.
and not very helpful. And people in Turkey outside of Istanbul have been pretty consistently the opposite. They've been consistently nice, going out of their way to help you.
Yeah.
It's really like immediately yesterday we got some tea just at a place.
Yeah.
And the guy was like,
Yeah.
you know, where are you from? Talking to us and stuff, and then said, "Oh, don't pay for the tea." Like,
You are a guest.
yeah, you're a guest, or like, just immediately it switches back.
We're just back to regular Turkey, or regular old Turkey again, where people are saints and not shit.
The only issue now is the road.
The road is kind of shit.
Pretty bad.
This is the road we're riding on. But yeah, that's that. That's the update, really. Not much else. Shout out.